Yo, hello everybody. Video of the day. This time I sure hold it short. Just one thing. Peace and love to everybody. Human beings, all the beings. We need peace. War is not the answer. When will it end? Uh, the industry for sure will not make it end. As long as we allow the industry of war, man, we are doomed. One thing that really touches me at the moment. There is one guy, I'm in South Tyrol, Italy. I'm on Facebook. I'm that age. There is one guy, a white guy, maybe I guess a few years younger than me, man, and he confronts me again on the Facebook on Palestine, telling me that I see things one-sided. Like yes, like today, like today. Today is the 22nd April 2024. Telling me that Hamas is using Palestinians as human shield while I provide the links. And while we see genocide happening for 7 months, like daily, clearly in front of our eyes, and all major international human rights organizations are shouting out, to call for ceasefire, to call for stop the genocide, stop the slaughtering, the onslaught of human beings, stop the killing of children, women, men, stop the indiscriminate killing using artificial intelligence program to just kill, and targets, and random thousands of people, 34,000 people that are confirmed murdered human beings, more than 14,000 confirmed murdered children, many thousands are still under the rubble, more than 1.3 million still squeezed in Rafah, and the wicked, crazy, psychopathic, genocidal regime of Israel is still threatening to enter Rafah with a ground offensive. Everybody is saying stop. The United Nations, of course, all the big NGOs, Amnesty International, the Red Cross, call them Doctors Without Borders. And still, you have young people, here in South Tyrol, Italy, white guys who have the guts to write on the 22nd of April, to write to me, yeah, you see the things one-sided because Hamas, and it's all about Hamas, and they're using a Palestinians as human shield. You still have the guts for real? Like really, seriously? Like really? Like really? And I tell you, this is a person. You check him on Facebook. He presents himself as somebody who is standing for women's rights, who is standing for refugee rights. Like he's not a guy from the right wing. He's one of these, guys, the good ones, the maybe leftish, the liberal, the greenish, what do I know, the good ones, Pep, Pep, progressive except Palestine is a term that I got to know just a few months ago, listening to a talk. I put it in the description. Interesting talk in Germany. Three Jewish activists who were discussing the situation of Jewishness in Germany at this point, a few months ago, last year still. PEP, progressive except Palestine. Man, like those people, they're really into it, They're really into it. Like it's really next level. Like, next level. I don't know what is happening, like brain wisely and system wisely, because we are on the 22nd of April. The system is like shit is going down heavily. It's like 34,000 people, human beings, be killed, 14,000 children. It's crazy. It's like it's fucked up. It's is one allowed to say that on YouTube? If not, they can beep it out. It's fucked up. Fucked up that people from the so-called center left or left still come into public defending Israel directly or indirectly. Seriously. And of course, what happened in Germany? I repeat, a few days ago, police cracked down on a pro-Palestinian Congress, Jewish activists being arrested by white non-Jewish police, German police, who ask the Jewish activists whether they are anti-Semites. Man, Europe is up, you know, especially the German part, and I'm here in South Tyrol, the German part of Italy. Germanness is an issue here, like we are thinking German, when it comes to many things, like I see it now here, how we are thinking like German, it's like crazy, very much crazy. And I just repeat one thing to my fellow German speaking South Tyrolians. We should really check ourselves. I don't know what is wrong with us collectively. We got colonized, man. 100 years ago, 100 and some years ago, they just took us, they annexed us, they gave us as a war prize to the Italians. The Italians cracked down heavily on our culture. They tried to Italianize all of us. They forbid our language. They forbid the schooling in German language. They want to crack down on our cultural heritage. They want to fuck us up, culturally, erase our identity. Our grandparents had to resist that by all means necessary. They even took up the weapons, of course, because oppressed people have to liberate themselves. Colonized people have to liberate themselves. It's just obvious, it's just logical. Nobody wants to be colonized. Resistance is legit, resistance is a must. Our grandparents resisted. Finally, we got our autonomy status in South Tyrol. We got it. Why did we get it? Because our grandparents went into resistance and because of international solidarity. But what did we do? We choose Germanness and whiteness, being white and being German, over our indigenous identity. Do we show solidarity with indigenous people worldwide, people who are oppressed by racist apartheid system, by white supremacy? Do we show our support and our solidarity? I don't see that happening. I see that a lot of us collectively, we are choosing whiteness over indigenous identity. And I think it's a big mistake. Big mistake. Because whiteness is not culture. It's not any culture. Whiteness is violence. Whiteness is the epicenter of racism. And we are choosing that. We are choosing white identity, the closeness to whiteness, because you'll never be really white. Who is in the end of the day? It's a myth. but we want to be close to whiteness, to Germanness, like back then under Hitler. They never saw us as real Germans, because they are up, they are Nazis, they are, the whole Nazi system is a very fucked up situation. It's an ideology that is very violent. Look at the old man, Hitler, I mean, did he look like this Aryan, big, blonde, blue eyed guy? No, he did not, but he pushed this ideology and people believed it. Why? Because it's gaslighting, gaslighting, gaslighting. It's all about gaslighting people into war, into destruction, into hatred, into violence. So, coming back, making it short, cutting it down, look at what is happening to the Palestinian people. Man, Irish people show support because they knew, they have historical awareness, they have identity, they knew what was done to them. South African people show support and they knew what apartheid means and they know it. And that's why they went to the International Court of Justice to make that, to bring Israel there in front of the court because of the genocide they're committing. Nicaragua knows, and that's why they take Germany to the International Court of Justice because of complicity in the genocide. As South Eurasians, we could know. We could know. We could know because we've seen some of it. Have we not seen enough of it, really? Have we not seen enough of racism in our bodies? Man, we should study history. They racialized us back then, the mountain people. The Italians racialized us and saw us as backwarded, indigenous mountain people, another type of people who are not, who are surely not the upper race, but we are some type of backwarded mountain people race. And the Germans, they never saw us as real Germans. We were always like, those Hinterwäldler, those people there from the mountains. Somehow they always, of course, we were still seen as white, but not first class. Definitely not. So, have we not seen enough? Don't we have a historical, don't we have a historical awareness of the fact that colonization is very bad and that cultural genocide is very bad and that physical genocide, killing people, killing children, killing human beings is a bad, bad thing to do, is not a good thing to do, is a bad thing to do. What is the religion saying? I mean, some people here that we are Catholics, most of us, I'm socialized Catholic. Okay, one can read it the way one wants. We know that the Catholics with the cross they went out to commit genocide. But you can also read the Bible different. You can also see that okay, Jesus, was a man who understood. Jesus was a man who understood the revolution. He understood the system. He understood you know, how the system wants to corrupt the soul. And it's all about capitalism, it's all about the money, it's all about the rich who want to run the ideology. One can say that Jesus knew. So, what type of religion do you have? Do we have to? What is my religion? Do I believe that it's normal to kill children? That it's normal that white people go to Palestine to kill thousands of children because they say that, yeah, 2,500 years ago our someday we were here, some of us were living here, so now we come back and we kill the kids because this is our land, and the offshore gas is ours. We want to have all the gas, it belongs to us, and we want to build the Ben Gurion Canal because we have the right to do so, because it's the promised land. And most of them don't even believe in any God. They don't even believe in any God. They're just white settlers, white racist colonial settlers from all over the world who go there because they are white racist colonial settlers. So you think that is cool? Really, on the 22nd of April 2024, you still think that you have to come to Facebook and put some lines saying that Evo, you see that things one sided, Hamas, is using the people there as human shields. Seriously? Man, for real, yo. Yes, some do. Some still do this on the 22nd of the 4th, 2024. It's not easy because his children dying, I mean, I get, if you have a sense of humanity, a sense for human beings, if you know that human beings are human beings, they are like made out of the same flesh as yours, blood is running red, blood are run red, and we all have similar needs, the same basic needs. We all want security, we want love, food, clothes, and shelter, dignity, protection, eventually people who love us around us, our families around us, having them safe, safety is something we all want, worldwide we all want that. So if you understand that also people who are Palestinian are also human beings, then why do you do such things still up to today, 22nd 4th 2024? Why do you? And if not, maybe you don't believe they're human beings, or do you not see, or you don't want to see, really you don't want to see, because you can see. I tell you the truth, go on my Facebook profile. In this month I got at least, I'm connected to people who write from Gaza every day. They write how they are doing not good, they are not doing well, they are searching for support, they ask for some money because they don't know how to buy food, because if they can even access food, then the prices are crazy. They are afraid of being killed, they are being starved. They write every day. We see everything. We see the pictures. We see the explosions. We see the people torn apart. We see people being starved. Who wants to see sees? Sometimes I mean, I post some things, not all of them, but some I post, not because I find it cool to post horrible pictures, but because I know some people up to now they pretend that they can't see, they pretend that they don't see. That's why I still share such things, not because it's good or fun to show the horrible side. We should not show Palestinian only when they are torn apart. We should celebrate the life of all human beings, especially also Palestinian lives, but all human beings life, and not the slaughter of human beings. It's nothing to show, nothing good to show. But now we need to show, and the people there tell us, please keep on talking, keep on showing, keep on speaking up, because a lot of people, too many people, too many people still pretend they don't understand, they don't see, they still pretend. Man, really, what's wrong with us collectively? We should really have a check, because now I'm closing it, go back if you want, and listen to the priest. I mean, it doesn't matter what religion you are. There is one guy, one priest. Now he went to the media several times. He's from Bethlehem. Especially if you're Christian, please listen to him. But even if you're not, he's from the Evangelic Church of Bethlehem. He spoke the sermon for the Christmas this year. He spoke, and also later he gave several interviews. In his interviews, he was speaking clear. He was speaking up. He is still speaking up. And one thing he was saying is that, Palestinian people, they'll survive. They will come from the ashes, it's like this bird, name him Phoenix or whatever. They will survive with all the trauma, with all the unimaginable trauma that they are undergoing personally and collectively. They will still survive, and they'll resist, and they'll live on and stand up and build up and come back and resist and still be there and have a future individually, culturally, resurrect. They will. But those people who are seeing all this and pretending not to see and not doing anything against it, not even speaking up. Man, I'm not doing much, but at least I can speak. But those who are not even speaking, they are even pretending not to see, who who are continuing to neglect, to deny. They are continuing the denial and the gaslighting, individually and collectively. Man, what about those? I mean, no, lost, very much lost, in my view, and I think that's what he's saying. We should check ourselves if we want to have something like a soul, like a integrity, because a lot of the integrity of our so-called West is fully lost already for a long time, but now at this historical point, it's really lost, really fully lost. So, I mean, individually and collectively, we got to do something if we want to have a life, if we want to have a soul, if we want to have a future. That's why, thanks. I salute everybody out there who's standing up for human rights of everyone. Today, also specifically of Palestinian people, because we know all the struggles are connected. Angela Davis is speaking up for Palestinian rights for decades. Nelson Mandela, when South Africa was liberated, he said it. Man, the next apartheid system, the last one that is standing so clearly, is Palestine. Is what the Israelis are doing there? We have to stop that. We have to deconstruct it. It has to stop. He said it. Desmond Tutu, the Archbishop, he said it. So many people are saying it. What are we doing? Especially those of us who are privileged, like myself, white guy, white male, coming from some sort of middle class, even though things are changing. But yeah, living in the West, having the possibility to use the media, having the possibility to open the mouth, still up to today, even though it's getting tight, as we see in Germany and everywhere. If we don't speak now, if we don't speak while we still can, we should not wait with speaking up. Because if we've seen something from history, man, some things I don't want to see repeated on my body, or on my children's body, or on anybody's body. And what is happening today to Palestinians should have never happened. But it's happening, and it must be stopped.